Thank you all for joining us for the graduation, which will begin shortly. For those wanting to photograph when the officers receive their certificates, you are invited to come forward to the designated area here at the front left. Please note the officers will be called alphabetically, so please return to your seats after your officers receive their certificate, allowing others the opportunity to take photos. Thank you. We'll begin the ceremony at 1 o'clock. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Tureen, and I am the class coordinator and senior instructor of police for the 305th Basic Training class. I would ask that you join me in welcoming today's graduates, the members of the 305th Basic Training class, as they join me on stage. Members of the 305th Basic Training Class, and ladies and gentlemen, please rise or remain standing and direct your attention to the McPherson Police Department for the presentation of the colors and our national anthem. Honor Guard, please post the colors. Present. Oh! You may be seated. During your time here at KLTC, you have all walked past the Wall of Honor many times. The Wall of Honor was designed to remember those KLTC graduates who have died in the line of duty. The names and photos of the 28 individuals memorialized there help preserve their memories and give family, friends, and law enforcement officers the opportunity to remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice and service to the citizens of Kansas. At this time, please join me in a moment of silence to observe and honor those 28 KLTC graduates who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Thank you. 305th, you've made it. Before you leave, I want to take you back to that first week to remind you of some things before you leave. While they may be simple to say, you have probably found them difficult to carry out over the last 17 weeks. First, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves physically by eating right and continuing to work out. This may take some planning ahead so the gas station roller items do not look as good as the best option. Take care of yourselves mentally by never stop learning. Each of you showed a drive to learn over the past 14 weeks to become the best officers you can be. Keep that desire and always find new ways to improve yourself. Never stop learning and try to learn something new every day. Take care of yourself emotionally. Each of you have continued to build emotional resiliency, preparing for your new career ahead. Always remember the family and friends that are your foundation of emotional health throughout this career. Your mental and emotional health are just as important as your physical health. Lastly, always remember your why. I have been thankful to learn each of your stories and what drove you to this profession. Whether it was a lifelong dream or a life-changing event that drove you here for this opportunity, each of you has an amazing story that represents why you are here and why you want to be a law enforcement officer. Never forget why you put on the vest each day. Never forget why you treat people with respect. And never forget why you chose to be guardians of your communities. While the author is unknown, I hope the meaning of this quote resonates with you. Whenever you find yourself doubting how far you can go, just remember how far you have come. You have answered the call to join the noble career of law enforcement. I wish each of you a successful, happy, safe, and healthy career. On behalf of the KLATC administration and everyone here at KLATC, congratulations on completing your basic training. I'm proud of you. It is now my pleasure to introduce to you today's commencement speaker, Sheriff Daniel Spodek. On December 23rd, 2021, Sheriff Spodek was sworn in as the Sheriff of Wyandotte County after a successful election. Sheriff Spodek began his law enforcement career with the Unified Government of Wyandotte County, Kansas City, Kansas Park Rangers on April of 2004. He attended the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center and graduated with the 178th Basic Training Class in 2005. Sheriff Spodek was promoted to captain in 2007 and served as the night shift commander for most of his time in that position. In September of 2009, the Park Rangers merged with the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office, and Sheriff Spodek was transferred to investigations and assigned to Lieutenant of Investigations. In 2013, Sheriff Spodek was promoted to the rank of captain and assigned to the Operations Division, where he commanded both patrol and court transport. In December of 2016, he was promoted to the rank of major and was assigned to the Community and Support Services Division, where he oversaw the Records Division, Training Division, Task Force Officers, Juvenile Intake and Assessment, and Reserve Program. In 2020, he was promoted to Lieutenant Colonel and was appointed to the warden over the Adult Detention Center. In 2017, he graduated from the Ottawa University with his bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and he is also a certified public manager. In 2018, he was accepted and attended the graduation and graduated from the FBI National Academy and as a proud graduate of the 271st session. Sheriff Spodek is a Turner High School graduate, as well as a 2019 graduate from Kansas University with his master's degree in business administration and organizational leadership. During his time as a law enforcement Sheriff Spodek has served in many different positions and roles, but being able to serve as the Sheriff of Wyandotte County, Kansas, has been an amazing experience. Public service has always been a priority for Sheriff Spodek, and he plans to continue that for many more years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheriff Daniel Spodek.
Good afternoon, everybody. So I'd like to thank KLATC for this invitation to speak today. On March 4th, 2005, I was sitting in an auditorium similar to this as I went through my graduation ceremony for the 178th basic class for KLETC. Just like this group here, I sat and listened to the academy staff talk about our class, listened to the class president, which you'll hear later, and the keynote speaker. I also sat and watched as the crowd looked at our class with great pride and admiration. By the time it was over, I felt accomplished, proud, and ready to go to work. I had all the answers, and I just needed a car, a radio, and an assignment, right? Okay. This may sound familiar to many of you, and while I have great confidence that the staff and instructors here at KLETC has prepared you for the job you're entering into, let me just take a few minutes, and I mean just a few minutes, and pass along a few things that I have learned through my career. First, the way you treat people will not only play a huge part in your life, but also in your career. Over the past several years, the profession of law enforcement has been demonized by many. We've had a few bad apples float to the top, and we as a profession have worked hard to reassure our communities that these were isolated instances. Keep in mind, though, that the person on that report call, the person in the convenience store, or the inmate in custody may very well have a different opinion of you. Do your community and this profession a favor and treat them with the respect that you would want if one of your friends or family members was in that position. There will come a time that you will have to use force or the tactics that you've learned here in training to keep yourself and others safe, and that's okay. That can be part of the job. But for the rest of the time, which is the majority of the time, remember that you are human just like they are, and a good attitude and a thank you goes a long way. Second, don't forget your family and your friends. Through your career, they will be the ones that will share your heartache and disappointments, but will also be there sharing your achievements. You must remember that your family has no idea what your day has been like. You will see people at their worst on a daily basis and then turn around and attend your child's baseball game or some other function with your friends. Don't just assume that that you worked your shift don't just assume that working your shift is what you do, and that they know what you just came back from. Your family and friends want to be part of your career, but that can only happen if you let them. Now, there will be many things that you may not want to share with them, and that's okay also. But radio silence when you walk in the door isn't good either. Finally, have things in your life that aren't just related to your dispatched radio calls, your disturbances, your gunshot calls, or the weight of the job that you're going to carry. Embrace constructive hobbies, fun things with friends and family, and things that allow you to appreciate the life you are living. Things will not always be perfect, but there will be on a daily basis reminders that things could be worse. All our lives, we've heard people say, stop and smell the roses or stop and smell the flowers. When you've chosen law enforcement as your career, you need to stop every chance you get. Not because the career is a bad choice, but because it keeps you grounded as a human and as a law enforcement officer. To the families and friends in the crowd, your officer, your deputy, or your agent will need your support. As a resident of this state and a department head, I want to thank you for making the sacrifice with your law enforcement officer. The life you are about to live is not an easy one, but it is the most noble career one can choose. And as a family member, you should get that credit as well. To the 305th Basic Academy class, I'm honored to be here with you today, and I wish you the best in your careers. Stay safe, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Sheriff Sopcich, on behalf of the 305th Basic Training class, please accept this plaque as a thank you for taking time out to share your thoughts with the class.
Thank you.
At KLETC, We recognize those officers who have excelled in various professional skills during their basic training. Fitness is a key component in an officer's life. It helps them deal with daily stresses as they'll face and aids in them supporting a healthier lifestyle, enabling them to better mitigate the dangers they may encounter. During their time at KLTC, all the student officers of the 305th have remained active and engaged in a fitness routine. However, for a student officer to be recognized to receive the fitness award, the student officer must have successfully completed the following: successfully completed all academic performance and skills testing, along with completing 30 push-ups in a minute, 30 sit-ups in a minute, and run their last final assessment mile and a half in under 18 minutes. They must have logged 200 miles or more running and or walking, or 800 miles of bike riding outside of their normal activities. I would like to ask Special Agent Edward Mora, please join me at the podium. Special Agent Mora is receiving the Fitness Medal for Most Improvement. This is based on improvement in his physical assessment over the 14 weeks. Please join me in recognizing Special Agent Mora for his efforts. Well done. Congratulations to all the student officers on their efforts in improving their health, wellness, and fitness. KLTC also recognizes student officers who have excelled in academics during their time at KLTC. Student officers who have achieved the following criteria will be graduating with academic honors. The requirements include 90% or greater on their overall written GPA, 90% or greater on their final written exam, 90% or greater on their overall performance GPA, 90% or better on their final performance test, and have logged a minimum of 100 miles running, walking, jogging, or 400 miles of biking. The officer who has met this goal is Technical Special Agent McKenna Venda High of the Kansas Bureau of Investigations. Please stand to be recognized. It is now time for the class president of the 305th Basic Training class to deliver a few brief remarks on behalf of the graduating class. Ladies and gentlemen, the class president of the 305th Basic Training class, Deputy Michael Holstein of the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office.
Welcome, proud family, friends, and administrators. Welcome to one of the happiest days of our careers, graduation day from the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. 14 weeks ago, we met in a classroom with candy on the table, worried look in our eyes, with strangers soon to be called friends. It's been 14 weeks since we've met, and it's taken 14 weeks to grow into the officers presented before you today. We have grown every day, moving towards our goals of becoming trusted and respected officers, seeing how the classes interacted with each other, helping when others had questions or a difficult time understanding a handout, getting a little push during PT, sprinting the last little bit during our run. We've had a couple put in more effort to really show what it means to go above and beyond. Officer Martin Brown, every week, without batting an eye, had a cahoots ready to go. Doing this helps some achieve their goal today. Technical Special Agent Vanda High, making Quizlets with so much information that I don't know how she found the time to make them. Officer Costello, getting members of the class involved in jiu-jitsu, making sure people knew how important physical and mental health is while on the job. These are just some of the ways this great class has helped. It's not including the moral support or the much needed comedic relief that was to keep the sanity to make it past these 14 weeks. I want to thank everyone on this stage for that. Everyone up here should be proud of what they have done and overcome to be here today. Every day spent here, the worry slowly disappeared. We started to become more confident in the profession we had chose. We started to learn, recognize, and understand why things are done the way they are. We were taught to protect others and do what was right, keeping our integrity and never letting morals slip. Class 305, we need to challenge ourselves every day. A challenge to improve everything we do, no matter how small, just one area of improvement a day. A challenge to keep morals in line, remembering it's a slippery slope, one that is hard to correct. A challenge to keep the same integrity we have shown here for the rest of our careers. The last challenge being just as important to us as it is for our loved ones, officer safety. It was taught to us every day. I don't remember a day when officer safety wasn't said less than 5 times in a single class. As we start our time working in the world, I challenge everyone to return home every day. Don't make your family, your friends, your loved ones miss you longer than the 14 weeks they already have. You have been given the tools, the mindset, and the knowledge to make sure no one you love ever misses you ever again. Class 305, I beg you to go on shift every day, ready to make a difference, ready to make a change. Remember your morals, your integrity, and your own safety. And remember why we are driven to this profession, to do what's right and to help the people who don't have the ability to help themselves. We have made it through the academy, but the work has just started. Congratulations, officers. Keep your head up, on a swivel, and get to work. Thank you.
Deputy Holstein, it's my pleasure on behalf of KLTC administration and staff to present to you this plaque as appreciation and recognition for being the 305th Basic Training President. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
In law enforcement, ethics is at the forefront of training and our profession. The law enforcement oath of office affirmation is a constant reminder of the importance of always doing the right thing. This is something we have discussed in depth during your time here at KLTC. The ultimate purpose of law enforcement is public service. A law enforcement officer assumes a great responsibility when they affirm the oath of office. They have entered the position of being role models, leading by example. They are enforcers of the law and protectors of our communities. Because the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center believes the concepts and principles within the oath should be a dominating force of all officers' lives, I will ask Class President Deputy Holstein to lead the class with the Law Enforcement Oath of Office affirmation.
Class 305, please stand. Oh! On my honor.
I will never betray my badge, my integrity, my character, or the public's trust. I will always have the courage to hold myself and others accountable for our actions. I will always uphold the Constitution of the United States, the state of Kansas, my community, and the agency I serve.
Recover. 305, please be seated.
In just a few moments, I'll be presenting each of you with a challenge coin. Challenge coins are very symbolic and meaningful. Challenge coins are given to someone as a reminder to them to confirm membership in an organization or as part of a group. The coin you will receive today recognizes you as a graduate of the Kansas Law Enforcement Training Center. I ask that you carry it with you as a reminder of the lessons learned and the friendships forged during your time here at KLTC. On the back of the coin is the oath that each of you just affirmed moments ago. Carry it with you and let it be a constant reminder to always do the right thing. Graduates, congratulations. It has been my honor and my pleasure to be a small part of your journey. I wish you nothing but success and continued safety each and every day. I will now ask that KLATC Basic Training Administrator Amy Osborne joined me on the stage to present the members of the 305th Basic Training class with their certificates, while I present each of you with a KLATC challenge coin. The class president will announce the names of the graduates of the 305th Basic Training class.
Front row, please stand. Jamie Alexander of the Galena Police Department. Dustin Burdett of the Caney Police Department. George Costello of the Lawrence Police Department. Nicholas Coltis of the Barber County Sheriff's Office. Jared Flax of the Russell County Sheriff's Office. Isaac Forrester of the Butler Community College Department of Public Safety. Braden Gardner of Fort Scott Police Department. Devin Harriet of the Salina Police Department. Front row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Second row, please stand. Lorenzo Kelly of the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office. Clayton Mackey of the Sumner County Sheriff's Office. Philip Mayu of the Hutchinson Police Department. Corey Martin Brown of the Grandview Plaza Police Department. Teresa Mautais of the Morton County Sheriff's Office. Sean McCullough of the Parsons Police Department. Edward Mora of the Kansas Department of Corrections. Second row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Third row, please stand. Brody Mundell of the Miami County Sheriff's Office. Christopher Parrish of the Wyandotte County Sheriff's Office. Stephen Reagan of the Hutchinson Police Department. Jaime Romero of the Hayesville Police Department. Thomas Rowdybush Torski of the Mulvane Police Department. McKenna Vandehei of the Kansas Bureau of Investigations. Kevin Wagner of the Marshall County Sheriff's Office. Noah Zimmerman of the Butler Community College Department of Public Safety.
And Deputy Michael Holstein with the Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. Third row, please return to your seats. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's ceremony. We appreciate the time you have taken out and for sharing your recruits, now law enforcement officers, with us for the past 17 weeks. And on behalf of Executive Director Darren Beck, it is my honor to certify each of you as law enforcement officers in the state of Kansas. Please stand. Please stand. Now for what you've been waiting for the past 17 weeks. Class dismissed.